Welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles. I'm Jamie Maggio here with Greg Jennings, Chris Broussard, and Rob Parker in the house.
What's happening? Hey, hey.
What are y'all smiling about?
He is like a kid in a candy store. I was with him when that game ended last night.
The Laker game, of course.
And I think he slept here last night.
I was in the parking lot, and I'm waiting to come on to set you two straight. Jamie, you know I tried to tell him the other day.
You try to tell him every day.
Long season left. Long season left. Relax.
Look at that. Greg he's speechless.
Let's just start, Jamie.
Let's just start. We have a jam-packed show here today. Chris Bosh is going to join us later on in studio to discuss whether LeBron will ever find a co-star, but we are going to start with yet another loss by the Lakers. They went up against the lowly Hawks last night, but the result didn't go as planned. LeBron had a triple-double, 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 16 assists, but it wasn't enough. LA's defense continued to struggle, giving up 117 points to Atlanta. Trae Young scored 22 points and sealed the deal late in the fourth with a layup on LeBron. The Lakers are now a game under 500 heading into the All-Star break and are 2.5 games out of a playoff spot. But Rajon Rondo said he's, quote, not concerned at all. Take a listen to LeBron after the game.
We got to decompress and get away from the game for a little bit. Those guys have a lot more time than I will, obviously. I'll be right back into it in 2 days. But just get fresh, get your minds right, get your bodies right, come back with the notion that we're gonna make the playoffs.
How close are you to the point where you start worrying about the playoffs? Is that getting close?
Until you either make it or don't make it, that's when you worry about it.
25 games left in the Lakers season here. Is it too early to hit the panic button?
First of all, the Hawks have been playing good basketball.
Oh, here we go.
Trae Young is coming into his own, all right?
That's where we're going with the Hawks?
No. Now, look, I'm totally with LeBron and Rondo. I don't think the All-Star break could come at a better time for the Lakers. It does give them time to decompress. 9 days before their next game, I think the young guys can get their minds straight. LeBron can rest, get his body straight. Lonzo, he won't be right back, but he could be back. So I think this is good for them. That said, there's no excuse. No excuse. None. I mean, the Hawks, you can't let it happen. LeBron was good. He missed some layups. He was struggling at the end. Rondo didn't play well. I'm struggling to find.
You are struggling. Chris Broussard is struggling.
LeBron, I think, was fatigued. 43 minutes. Luke's got to find him time to rest. All right. The rest of the guys, 8 for 14 from free throw line. 57%. LeBron made 9 of 10 or 9 of 11 for him. That was good. But they struggled mightily. Defensively, they gave up 10 threes in the first quarter. You can't do that. They got better, and then in the fourth, when their defense played well, held the Hawks to 17 points, they couldn't score. So the Lakers, that is a horrible loss. That said, I still believe firmly, Mr. Parker, that they will make the playoffs. 25 games left. Clippers, Kings. The problem for the Lakers is that it's going to be tougher to get to the 7th seed. San Antonio now and Utah both tied 4 games ahead of them. And that's going to be the challenge because, obviously, if you get the 8th seed, you're meeting Golden State. And so you don't want that. What I did like from LeBron was that he played that last quarter like he really wanted the win. And that's why I think when he goes back, decompresses, that he's going to come back for these last 25 games and really make a strong push. At this point, don't even be thinking about Western Conference Finals, second round. Get to the playoffs. Even if it's Golden State, get there and get swept, but get to the playoffs. And I think they're going to be much better after the break. They just set, the tone last night. All right, they come at the first possession, 12 seconds into the game, Kyle Kuzma misses a layup. Now, I'm not putting it all on Kuzma. He was okay last night. He had, what, 19 points. But that set a tone. They missed 14 layups. 14 layups last night. So this was a game where they just didn't, I mean, whether it was mentally they thought they could just beat the Hawks or they're a bad team or whatever it was, they didn't have it. And that's one of those losses where if they don't get the 7th seed, I'm not even entertaining Rob Parker that they won't get the 8th seed. If they don't get the 7th seed, they are going to look back at this game and it's going to be one of the many that they point to.
Chris,
so they
Broussard,
are still in it.
Read my lips right here.
Do I have to?
Yes, please. The Lakers are not good with or without LeBron James. And I'm going to tell you, you guys keep poo-pooing it. They will not make the playoffs. This is not a good basketball team. And I got three losses that will confirm that. When they lost to the Knicks at home, the Knicks, since they beat the Lakers, have lost 17 straight. When they lost to the Cavaliers, I don't care. I'm just telling you, that's why I'm saying this team is not good either way. They lost to the Cavaliers. They're 3-10 since that. And then they lose to the Hawks with LeBron James. And this is my point. I know he had a triple-double, a phony triple-double that didn't really matter because they couldn't close out. There was a 4-minute stretch where the Hawks couldn't score in the fourth quarter, trying to give the game to the Lakers. And the Lakers could not, with LeBron James on the court. You could say it's an effect from the injury and he's still not there, but he doesn't look that good to me. Right. And I know he put up numbers. He filled the stat sheet. He's not that player, and this is not that team. Everybody thought he was the magical elixir, and they have the young core, and these guys are going to do something, and wow, once they get with LeBron. I'm telling you, they've lost 8 of 11. They're 2-4 in their last 6, and LeBron's back now. So you could talk about wait till LeBron and wait till they do this and wait till they do that. I told you the other day, they painted themselves in such a bad corner where their margin of error is so slim. I told you they were a bad win away from losing to an Atlanta or some other bad team to where they won't make the playoffs. I'm more convinced than ever that LeBron James will not, N-O-T, read my lips, Chris Broussard, will not make the playoffs. You're talking about, oh, well, forget about the 7th spot and they're going to make the 8th spot. I'm not convinced. You're convinced after last night?
I'm convinced.
Nothing you saw last night, Greg Jennings, convinced you that the Lakers are a good team. LeBron played well. I'm talking about numbers-wise. Maybe not inside the game when you really look at it closely, but he put up the numbers. He can't play better than that, and you can't beat the Atlanta Hawks.
He missed 3 driving layups late in the game. I talked about all the layups they missed. He missed 3 of them in the fourth quarter.
Chris,
himself.
This is not an aberration. They're 28-29. We're at the All-Star break. There are 25 games left. Stop. You're imagining things. You're living in the past. This is not the Eastern Conference, the Leaston Conference, where LeBron could just roll out and win games. You can't beat the Atlanta Hawks in a game you had to win after what happened against, not Boston. That's the one game they won. Philadelphia. After that game, you don't rally back and say, we got a 9-game break coming, go all out, beat this Hawks team, and then go into the second half thinking that we can get this thing turned around. If you're a Laker fan, you should be panicked. You should be sickened.
Are you ready? You're convinced.
I'm absolutely.
You're speaking with your chest. You saying it with
my
some
chest
bass,
is stuck out.
Some bass
today.
in your voice. Are you ready to put?
Lakers can't panic, and they shouldn't panic because you do still have LeBron James. It was a bad loss. I mean, I watching that game last night, I was at a loss of words. I literally was at a loss because they played well enough to win that game but they just couldn't pull it out. And I'm looking like, what else could they have done? You mentioned the layups that they were missed. They missed a lot of gimmies, but they give up so many easy buckets.
At the basket.
They give so many easy buckets up. You can't win games like that. And when I look at that, when you have a team and you have a player like LeBron James and you have a lot of talent, and they do have talent, it boils down to then we got to take a look at this head coach. And Luke Walton, is he that guy? Because when you have a LeBron James and he puts up these numbers, 28, a triple-double, 15 assists, he's passing the ball around, getting everybody involved. Is this the coach that can get everybody to buy in and put everything on the line every single time they step on the court? Because it doesn't matter how much talent you have. If you're not willing to go into an arena every single night and say, we have to win this game, they're not going to just lay down for us. That's what it looks like the Lakers do sometimes.
And that's where they are now. No.
I think